Hello and welcome to the final edition of me playing Twisted Metal 2. My name is Drew, and let's do. I hope you enjoy. In my last video, I unlocked Sweet Tooth, who was bizarrely hidden behind a passcode, and drove the iconic pink polka dot ice cream truck across the finish line of loving this game. Over the course of these playthroughs, I put in over 30 hours on a game that at one point convinced me could never be understood, and my effort was being wasted. But no one has ever gotten anywhere worth going if they didn't first try, so I stuck with it, despite the cruel and unfair AI, never failing to find new ways to make itself known. While the game never wavered from its doctrine of making players miserable, it didn't stop me from growing and rising to the challenge. Overcoming the mountain of bullshit through a variety of weapons, strategies, and vehicles became the basis for my enjoyment, and I see it now. Past all the PS1 jank, past all the freeze spamming and sweet toothery of it all, that even though I suck, Twisted Metal 2 is a great game, and I never thought I'd say that. There is one final character to check off the list, and he is best described as a victory lap, a breezy celebration for all that I've learned over my time with this game. His name is Minion. As a bonus, I'll also be checking out the extra levels that this game has to offer, as a part of a sort of series send-off before heading into the next Twisted Metal. Wish me luck. This is, and has been, Twisted Metal 2. Take us home, Minion.
Subscribe to Drew Desidue, or I'll make sure every time you lie down to sleep, you are overwhelmed by the urge to pee, forcing you to make the dire decision to disrupt your perfect comfort.
Minion is driven by simply Minion. You found me. I don't know how, but now you and I are linked. We are one, on a mission to find the man who took our life, our power. Together, we shall bring down Calypso. And he is a literal boss character with no observable weakness to him. His handling is intermediate, which it really isn't. It's probably one of the more snappy and responsive handling in the game. His armor's maxed out, special weapons maxed out, and his speed is also basically maxed out. He is going to steamroll everybody. There's nothing that could stop him. Anyways, let's get started. And here we are with Minion to turn this contest into a fucking joke. So as far as I can tell, Minion in Twisted Metal 1 does not have any discernible character or reason for being there. Like, he's just the final boss, and you don't really know why. You don't know who's driving it, you don't know for what reason. They're just kind of there. Now, when that game was first in production, there was supposed to be like a definitive driver for it who has a whole story that would play throughout the tournament, where some, I guess you can call them like a terrorist gang organization called Apocalypse 9 had stole the XJ-39 mine tank and used it to compete in Twisted Metal. They won the tournament before, Twisted Metal 1 took place, and I guess they got their wish or whatever, but they're still like fighting on behalf of Calypso. It's very bizarre what Minion's doing there, but the mine tank is supposed to be some like secret government vehicle that you operate it with your mind. It's like you telepathically control it from within. It's supposed to make it much more agile and quick and responsive than any other vehicle ever created, somehow, as if like your hands and thumbs aren't enough. Your brain has to directly control the tank, but I guess it's very powerful for that reason, and they end up taking over at least LA, if not the world. And then like the whole game would have FMVs where like you see on the side of the tank, like the user's emotion, the driver would have like their inner thoughts like displayed on the side of the tank for some fucking reason. It's the weirdest idea I've ever heard for like a scary like futuristic tank. And so you can find those videos online. It's some of the most insane, like out of context shit. Even in context, it makes no goddamn sense. So that makes it more bizarre that in Twisted Metal 2, in this game, it's much more simplified. Instead of it being like some like, super terrorist gang organization trying to take over the world using a magical mine tank, it's just a demon from hell, just a regular old demon doing demon shit. And we see in the comic book, that's where we first see Minion and his tank. When Calypso first goes to hell, after he plunged his car into a brick wall, killing himself and his daughter, in a very dark and tragic story, he finds himself in hell, but he's such a talented driver that somehow he escaped. Well, somehow he had a car in hell, which I guess is part of the mystery there, but he is so good at driving, his vehicular fortitude is so great that Minion can't even handle it and careens off of one of hell's many cliffs, imagine to his doom, to his death, much to Minion's embarrassment and disgrace. And for some reason, I guess that means he stole his power, because Calypso was granted, you know, some number of magical powers, supernatural abilities, to run this tournament and then recruit people, have them perish in the tournament, and be sent to Hell to compete in a Hell tournament, which I'm assuming that Minion was in some way a big part of. But now he wants his revenge. Like, normally when you get beat 1v1, you know, you send a nasty Xbox Live message. Nice little voice message where you stunt on the man with all sorts of slurs. But no, not Minion. He competes in the tournament, trying to get his revenge that way. And we'll see how that goes for him towards the end. But Minion here is ridiculously powerful. He's a fucking cheat code, which he should be. It's a boss character. Boss characters are supposed to be fucking absurd. But this is the first time that Minion's playable. Because in the first game, he did appear, but was not playable, unfortunately. Although you could probably do it with like game chart codes and all that, but this is the first time that, you know, you can buy a copy off the shelf at the store and right away play as Minion, should you know the code. Which the code is actually on this level, so let's go find that really quick. I don't know exactly which banner it is, but I do know the code because I had to put it in for the purposes of this playthrough, the one you're watching right now. But I found it on the internet, not the right way. Now that just is gibberish, or some people like to call it Russian. Let's try this one. Oh, come on, Twister. I believe it is this one. Yep, that's it. That's the Minion code. So if you were to input that on the vehicle select screen, you'd be treated with a sound effect to say you got it right, and then you scroll over, you find the big man himself. One thing that I do think is a disadvantage for the big man is that the camera in normal mode is way too close to his ass, and so you're just staring at like a metal wall for most of your screen. So I try to bump the camera back sometimes, but for whatever reason it won't stay. It keeps going back on its own. So I just kind of gave up on that. But this gives us a chance to see a weird effect that he has, where I don't know how true it is, but it looks like a machine gun is shooting out of his butt, and I can't tell exactly if it's doing damage to people, because you can see Outlaw's right behind me, but I'm shooting and nothing's happening. So I don't think it does anything, but it's just a neat effect that he has. But his special weapon has... Every vehicle can use a special weapon. Oh my god, this is fucking ridiculous. Okay, alright. I didn't even mean to kill him, but okay. I think the Friesmans went over their head, but it works for me. Minion's fucking huge, my god. Such a big boy. And I would be very surprised if I die at any point during this tournament, because Minion, I don't know if he can die. I don't know if it's ever happened to somebody. He's just stupid powerful. So, I'll just continue to steamroll the competition. Like, the ramming ability, like, he hits like a fucking freight train, and yet he can move like a ballerina. He is ridiculously agile. Like, he turns on a dime in a way that, like, it's too much. Like, it surprises you how quickly he can turn. In addition to his awesome speed, like, he just has no discernible weakness at all. And so I think for anyone, and also it's like ton of armor, obviously. And so for anyone to like not beat the tournament in one go would be very surprising with Minion, unless you're trying, or if you run into Thumper, because sometimes he can kind of cook you. Like even on Moscow, it was just a walk in the park. Like I turned one of the game's most, you know, irritating and ridiculous maps into a fucking joke. But it is a shame how few times that Minion appears in the series, despite being one of its more important characters, at least recognizable ones. After Twisted Metal Black, he just never showed up again. And you could understand it for like Small Brawl, for instance, because it's a kid-friendly game. You don't want to have to like explain like devils and demons and all that. I get that. But like Twisted Metal Head On, like you're telling me Cousin Eddie is like a suitable replacement for this fucking guy? Like functionally they're the same, but thematically like Cousin Eddie's kind of fucking dumb as shit, and you know, Minion's cool as hell. And then of course 2012 didn't have him, and Harbor City I'm assuming wouldn't have had him should it have released. And it looks like Warthog and Roadkill are gonna play hard to get, so we'll go up there and get them. Gonna drag them back down to earth, ram their assholes. I think Roadkill finally went down. He's like, he saw me coming. He's afraid. He should be. Because Minion is a frightening fella. As frightening as you can possibly be. God damn it. Awful. Okay. We're gonna go the long way. After I take down Roadkill. God, the ramming ability is incredible. Like, I can still get frozen, but pretty much every other, like, negative effect the AI can do to you, you know, like knock you up in the air, knock you around, you're pretty much immune to it all. I suppose now's as good a time as any to get a little bit of health. I don't have any napalm, otherwise a Mona Lisa would be fucking toast. Oh, he came down. Okay, cool. So that actually makes it easy for me. We'll get that napalm. And this playthrough is going to be significantly shorter than pretty much every other playthrough. Unless I really try to stretch it out. And so that's why I'm adding in the bonus levels. So once I finish the tournament... So at some point I'm going to throw in the... There we go. And that should give us the code for, I think, Cyberbia. Because I do want to try out... They have all the levels from Twisted Metal... Not all of them, but like Cyberbia, Rooftop Combat, and a Jet Moto map are all in this game. Although you can only play them in two-player challenge mode, so I'll have to pretend like I have a friend and I can hook up another controller. And there's also a Game Shark code to play as Darktooth, but I don't think I'll try that because it's pretty broken. If a character needs a Game Shark code for it to work, it's probably not going to work very well, and Darktooth is no exception to that. Although with Twisted Metal 3 and Darkside, I think he is pretty damn functional, and it's kind of a mystery why he's not actually a playable character. But like with Primeval and with Darktooth in this game, like the final bosses, they don't tend to work so well. But I might give it a shot. Could be fun. Another thing I want to do after this, because this is the final of like the standard, like, I guess, Twisted Metal 2 playthrough videos. I do want to take a little short break between this and Twisted Metal 3 just to kind of get a moment to breathe. But I do want to try to do like a tier list or like a worst to best where I rank all the vehicles from Twisted Metal 2, just now that I've played each one and it's all pretty fresh. I just don't know how exactly I want to structure that or when I want to structure it. But that's something I've been thinking about doing. It could be a fun little endeavor, a fun way to wrap up the series and sort of, you know, have a conclusion, have some closure on this fucking game. Before going into a vastly different experience with Twisted Metal 3. Like, going from Twisted Metal 1 to this was a massive jump, but it was at least a pretty linear progression. Like, the iteration from one game to another was pretty natural, but from 2 to 3, it was a different team, a different time, you know, a different philosophy on what the game should be. Like, from a fundamental standpoint, Twisted Metal 3 and its physics and driving is, I mean, it could not be any farther apart from Twisted Metal 2. It felt less arcadey and more realistic, and for some people, that's better. But for me personally, I have trouble getting used to it. But I do enjoy it. I do. But I need to learn the physics. I gotta get good at that. And it's getting good in a very different way. This game, I think, it has mechanics that, like, they're built for you to use them the way they are. There's some exploits, of course, but at Twisted Metal 3, I feel like a lot of its greatness maybe wasn't necessarily intended. Like, the physics, I think a lot of people would say they're bad, but it's really bad on the surface. It's only bad if you don't really get to know them super well. But a lot of potential. Just like Minion. I feel like with Minion, I'm like rolling over the competition, like, thoughtlessly. This is a mindless experience, and I still feel like I'm not fully getting, like, the potential out of him. Like, he can be even better somehow. And New York, I think that the biggest risk on New York is me just driving off, because I'm a fucking idiot. But everything else should not be an issue whatsoever. But I am going to utilize Rico's, because I think it's fucking hilarious. So as Sweet Tooth slowly goes up this ramp, as they often do, it's hilarious how slow they go. We're going to just bump him off. All that effort wasted on his part. You silly goddamn goose. Okay, and also, because we haven't experienced it in this playthrough yet, if you hit the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, with certain weapons, that's when she, I guess, sort of exposes herself differently. So now you get the, you know, that version of it. I'm not going to say better or worse, just a different version of it. Okay, Hammerhead, you picked the wrong motherfucker. And like, Rim is... Like, he's so small that you almost don't even realize you're running over him. Like, he is just a bony skeleton speed bump. Okay, I run the risk of falling off right now. But, like, I have so much of my camera taken up The screen real estate is just being dominated by this black box that I almost don't even know what I'm looking at half the time. But I don't even need to. But I know some people are going to like yell at me and say, oh, Minion's not an actual tank. He's not literally a tank. The definition of tank is blah, blah, blah. He's actually an APC, whatever the fuck. Like, I don't think the distinction matters. I think most people would recognize this as a tank, even if it's not technically true. So, I don't know, you can shove it. I'm going to jump off into oblivion. Alright. And I do want to take a moment to just thank everybody who's taken the time to write comments and try to like leave advice for me playing this game. Like, it's helped tremendously. Even if I don't respond to every comment, I do try to read pretty much all of them. And so anytime that someone says, hey, I'm going to take time out of my day to not only watch the video, but share my thoughts on it and maybe offer some advice on how to play this game better or anything, it all means the world to me, and I really do appreciate it. Because I do try to take as much of it into account as I possibly can, because if it makes for a better product for me as a player, as a content creator, why would I not take it? I'd be silly not to, so thank you all. Let's see, let's use Minion Special, the version that every character can use. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I don't have enough. Boom. And then we can follow it up with an actual Minion Special. Didn't even see it coming. Although the freeze missile seems to miss sometimes, like it shoots higher than the rest. And so it just sort of whiffs. Okay, I'm actually running the risk of getting my ass beat. So rear fire that. It missed. It missed wildly. Alright. Well, it's our first time that our health bar is actually a concern. Someone fell off. It's probably Outlaw. Nice. Axle power. How about a couple of Ricos, buddy? What do you say about that? Okay. Alright, we just gotta go. This is a risky maneuver. Get off the falling ice. So I do look forward to playing Twisted Metal 3, but it's gonna have a long way to go to top of this game. Because I think for a while I would have ranked TM3 above this. But I think after I've spent the time that I haven't engaged with it fully, it's going to be a hard game to top. Now Holland, this is going to be easy peasy, because they have nowhere to run now. They're stuck in here with me, not the other way around. I feel like I've not been frozen almost at all this entire playthrough. Like, it is such a jarring experience to just not have to constantly be worried about getting stopped in my tracks. Get some more weapons here. God, he turns so quick. Like, intermediate handling does not describe what this man can do. It is insane. And maybe it's just because, like, the expectation of, like, a giant machine like this, you think it shouldn't be able to turn at all. But, man, he can move. And even Axel, just run into him. Just straight up bully the man. Sweet Tooth, what's up, buddy? What's up, man? Oh, you're gone. You're already dead. That's unfortunate, my friend. Sorry to hear that. I hope things get better for you, Sweet Tooth. They will. He's gonna have his own game. A game centered around his entire fucking outlook on the world in Twisted Metal Black. He will be fine. That should finish him off, yeah, there we go. And they can run over people too. He has the ability where he can, like, kind of like what Hammerhead does. He drives over people, which is pretty cool. Not a lot of characters can do that. Axel can do it if you put in a special cheat code. But as far as base game goes, Mr. Minion is a one-man steamrolling machine. And that was Thumper almost cooking my ass. Holy shit. And we'll rear fire for the win. Just that easy. Almost nothing to threaten us. We are an apex predator, unable to be stopped. And the Sweet Tooth playthrough felt like a culmination of all that I've learned throughout the series, because you couldn't reset the lives, and so a lot of those levels I had to go deathless in order to actually make it through. But with Minion, it does not feel like that. It's actually like not that satisfying to play as Minion because it's almost too easy, and a lot of the challenge and fun of this game comes from, you know, there being a weakness with your character or with, you know, limitations with what you can do. Whereas with Minion, you're just walking through it. So it's fun for like a catharsis thing, where you're just, you want to have just a moment to just breathe and hang back, not to worry about, the broken AI cheesing every aspect of the game. My God, what a freeze, Hammerhead. On his last breath, he hit the fucking freeze button inside of his Hammerhead vehicle. I wonder what the inside of Hammerhead looks like. It's probably disgusting. We don't have first-person cameras in this game, which is unfortunate. But you have to imagine what a lot of these cars look like on the inside. Imagine a Hammerhead's probably the most disgusting thing on the planet. Okay, get off my ass, Grim. Just gonna keep him frozen. How the freeze missile hit, but nothing else? That's insane. Okay, Thumper, come on. Ah, Rico, you had your chance. You could have done something with yourself, but instead you wasted it. Oh my God, dude, Thumper is making this hard on me. There you go. All it takes is a homing. But yeah, I'm not using any of the skills I learned over the course of this playthrough whatsoever. Ooh, Spectre. Spectre making it a little interesting. Okay. Doing a little bit of damage, huh? What do you think about that? Wow. Didn't work. But the effort's admirable. Yes, sir, admirable. And now we'll let Twister take a gander at old Minion. Come on, get in here. Okay, you're gonna stay out there? You're scared? Alright, I'm coming after you. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna like barely nudge her, going like 2 miles per hour. And that leaves just Warthog. I'm gonna save my specials for the Darktooth battle. So instead of, I'm just gonna ram the shit out of him. Alright, take us home, Minion. Oh, it took away my specials. That sucks. I just reset it back to 2. That's unfortunate. That's okay. I still got my 7 power missiles, so it's not all bad. Now we can switch over to my specials. I mean, just making a fucking fool out of this man who's tormented me every playthrough. Now he's nothing. He's nothing to me but a whimpering coward crying on the streets of Hong Kong. I think it's only going to take like 2 specials probably. It's going to be super duper easy. Oh, he froze me. You fucking son of a bitch. Also, I don't know if it's ever been noted, but I'm pretty sure the Sweet Tooth head that's there, like, it's bald, like, it's, its hairline is receding, like its flaming hairline has gone backwards. So very funny. And that's it. That's Minion.
Calypso, you are coming with me.
Minion, it's so good to see you again. Surely we can work out a deal.
You stole my powers, Calypso, 11 years ago, stripping me of my birthright. Now it is time to pay the price.
No, please, Minion. It's scary down there.
Let's go, little Calypso man.
I want to raise my card.
Time to rot in hell with your little sister.
And now I'm going to take a look at the secret levels in this game. So the first is going to be Puicide Swamp from Chetmoto. Alright, just have to bear with me here because I'm only working with half a screen. Because this only works in multiplayer for some reason, in the challenge mode. There is a way to access it through like a level editor or Game Shark code in single player and have like AIs. The AIs are broken, they don't work, and also I don't really know exactly how to do that. So this is the next best thing. So this gives us a chance to explore it slightly. So we'll have our friend Warthog just chilling here on the tracks. Let's do a quick lap just to, I guess, explore it a bit. I never played Jetmoto, but it looks like a pretty sick game. Pretty cool racing game. What the fuck? So it just loops around and back. Okay, cool. And you go back the other way. Oh god. Yeah, you can tell this is not meant to be a fucking battleground. And it goes on the water, because I'm guessing the Jetmotos are amphibious of some sort. Here's the checkpoints. Very cool map. I don't know how much is destructible. I don't imagine much is But very cool to see this in Twisted Metal 2. Nice little nod to those games. Like, the pickups are pretty sparse. Again, it's not really made to be a true battleground. Edmund's racing team, Patrol A, again Edmund's. Very cool. Not much to see really. It's just a swamp. Mag Brass. Not sure what that is. Uber represented there. ML, Patrol A. A lot of fictional brands. All paying good money to be on this fucking swamp. But yeah, so that's this map. Not much to say about that. I want to just blast the shit out of Warthog. How's about that? God, everything, like, I wish you can just, like, blow through this stuff. Oh, you can, okay. What about these little, floating things? Can those be destroyed? No. Alright, the advertisers did not pay to have their fucking signs destroyed. Come on, Warthog. God damn, you're a beefy boy. As beefy as they get. Alright, let's move on to the next level. And now we're here on Rooftop Combats, and as you can see, I've chosen Minion, so I can get my revenge on Spectre, who I hated so dearly in Twisted Metal 1. I finally can get my revenge. I'm the Alpha. I'm the man looking for you. Fuck you. Fuck you. God damn it. Anyways, now we can explore. So what it looks like, the skybox seems like a lot more clear in this version, but also you'll notice one major change that I've seen right away is the crane that is normally... What the fuck? Never saw that building before, but there's supposed to be a crane here that holds a crate that can be shot down, and inside you'll have a bunch of good weapons in there, homing missiles, power missile, oil slick. In here there would have been a freeze missile that you can use to take out our friend Minion as he goes up the ramp. So just a very eerie feeling to this map. It feels less alive, you know, given the situation here. I don't know, it fit better than the first game. Like, the vibe and tone of the first game matched up so well with the design of this map. It feels out of place in Twisted Metal 2. We have, once again, what the... Oh, I shot backwards and blew up the pyramid. That's crazy. The pyramid blows up much quicker in this version, apparently, because before it would take forever to take it out. And the draw distance here is, like, kind of really short. Like, that building popped in out of fucking nowhere. But, yeah, a lot of the weird iconography and designs on the buildings just outside the map. So those are there. It's like, maybe the draw distance is so low because I'm in multiplayer mode. Like, there's 2 cars being rendered. Or 2 cameras, I guess, rendering the world. But down here, I think it's exactly the same. There's no health bridges, obviously, in Twisted Metal 2, so instead you get a health pickup that anyone can get. But it also seems less vibrant in the Twisted Metal 2 version. I don't know if it's, again, just the 2-player mode, just sort of like down-resing some of the stuff or stripping away some of the visual effects, but yeah, it looks just barren and sad. But it's still very cool. Like, it's awesome that it got represented in Twisted Metal 2 this way. But not much going on. Let's go fuck up this guy again, because we hate him. We want him to perish. And of course, more real estate down here. But yeah, it's rooftop combat, as it was, as it has been. Alright, let's move on to Suburbia. I picked 2 vehicles that did not appear in... Oh, hey, can change the camera. That's neato. Okay, this is fucking bizarre, but alright. Shadow looks so long. I mean, I know he is a long boy, but this is a little much. Alright, so this is a family-friendly neighborhood there, Shadow. And, oh, look, the guy in the lawn chair's there. Oh, poor guy. Just enjoying a nice beer on a Saturday morning. He's not ready for that. Riding the highway with Shadow. It's cool to see these guys, you know, finally get the chance to be on these maps. The controls feel heavier for some reason. I'm not sure if that's just Shadow being Shadow, but maybe because Minion's just so fucking agile that everyone else seems like a lumbering buffoon compared to him. But yeah, Shadow's his steering kind of lacking. But a lot of the useless weapon pickups that were here, your oil slicks, caltrops, drop mine, trampolines, all those things, they're all gone. I wonder, though, so I'm going to try to get myself hurt just a little bit. Come on, Ricos, you can do it. There we go, thanks, thank you. Oops. Oh, I fucking crushed a pedestrian. Poor guy. The Rico claiming another victim. Okay, so I want to try to get the full health pickup. Oh, it does work. Oh, that's fucking sweet. Nice. Yeah, that's still there. I wonder if let's try the Big J. Let's go power up at the Big J. Just like the sign says, the advertising's working perfectly, just as they drew it up. Actually, I don't know what I had in my inventory before, but I assume it worked. There's no audio cue. Oh no, I think it worked. I heard it. Okay, sick. There we go. Yeah, 4 power missiles. Wow, that's awesome. Yes, let's go check out the sewer. Or the canal, I suppose. See what sort of fun we can get into here. See, can this be destroyed? Actually, it might not have been that one. I'll keep trying. It's just sort of fun to kind of come back to these maps in Twisted Metal 2. Just having... Oh, it does work. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, so everything is pretty much here from Twisted Metal 1. That's really cool to see. I wonder what's... napalm's up here. So no more rear flame. You got a napalm. Good shit. Wow, this is just really cool. What does the graffiti say? I don't remember seeing the graffiti as much in the TN1 version. But it looks like just... I don't know, gibberish. Sure it says something. What building is that behind the wall? That's strange. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to explore. I mean, it just is as it was. You know, for better or worse. So cool. I've really enjoyed my time with Twisted Metal 2. It's been an absolute joy to go back and complete this game. And there's still more ways to conquer it. I can always go do a deathless run or try hard mode, and so there's still frontiers that have been untouched. But for now, we've done it. We've conquered Twisted Metal 2. And with that, thank you so much for watching and enjoying this series with me. Now, the next time we will be doing Twisted Metal 3. So we're doing the same series, but with that game. Should be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. Make sure to leave a comment below what you think about this video, about this game, about this car, Minion, about this series, all of it. If you have something nice to say it. If not, well, you know, keep it to yourself. Anyways, have a nice day. And a super special thanks to the Dessa dudes who signed up as members to the channel. Lexi Speck, Doll Mask, Nick Story, Juan Manuel Naudo, Bacasinas, and Gabriel Fernandez.
Sup, baby? You're on some real dope king shit, real talk. Sometimes the heaviest things we lift are not the weights, but our feelings. Keep your head up, king. Your crown is falling.